Finally, it's the last time we're flying to Joburg to go and fetch our new dream camper. Are you happy?
Yes.
Are you nervous? Are you excited?
I'm excited and I'm relieved and relaxed.
Okay, let's go. And we took off from Cape Town as the sun was setting, and what a send-off the city gave us, with a brilliant sunset over the horizon. With the city below us, we were ready to go and all excited to go and get our new dream off-road camper in Pretoria. 2 more days till we get our new camper, so we are exploring Johannesburg a bit just to get to know the city, and we've heard there is an interesting museum here. So we're coming to have a look at the Museum of Illusions. Thanks a lot, Ricardo. Cheers. Thank you. So first a quick lunch, stop and a beer before we hit the museum, and just soaking up the Joburg vibe. Very lively for a Wednesday morning.
Feels a bit like St. George's Mall.
Yeah. But a bit more buzzy. No?
You haven't been in St. George's Mall lately.
For quite a while. After getting lost for
50 minutes.
50 minutes.
In search of the house of the Museum of Illusions.
We have found it's not an illusion, but it is a museum.
My sense of directionality disillusioned.
Yes. The Museum of Illusions is located in the Zone, Rosebank, and is a great way to spend an afternoon. Fun working with the different mechanical illusions, trying the different rooms with the different mirrors, and learning about illusions, perspective, and optical illusions.
Ja. Dit is hoe by die mense gebouw is wat gaan. Ja, dat was goed. Ik ben even ready because she's not so long. Hij zit in het werk. Oké, ja. Jenny? Yes, I am.
At last, the day has come after how many months of waiting? 4 or 5. It felt like 4 years. We are back at our safari campus to collect our camper.
Yes.
Let's go. When we arrived at our safari campus, the team was still busy putting in the finishing touches of our dream camper. There was a million things to check: the power, electrical, water and gas system, as well as the wheelchair box for storing my curve. Getting to know our new house on wheels. There is a lot to learn. What is your first impressions?
I love it. I'm very excited to climb in and get in and do the stuff and go somewhere with it and see how it lives.
Yeah.
We've been waiting a long time, so. This is it.
A big learning curve.
Jeez.
One of the few items that we kept from our previous camper was the 260-degree awning that we could build a bracket for, and we could mount it to the new camper. So we just had to be shown how to rig it up and how to set it, because the camper's shape and size was quite different. Our Safari campers also added a little piece to the awning to make sure that it fitted snugly above the new door, as the door was considerably wider than our previous camper. Everything was slightly different, and we had a big learning curve ahead of us. But this is something that we were aware of and that we planned for when we started the build.
Yeah. So we're loading our vehicle for the first time. And Corinne, what did we learn today?
Don't refill the water tank at the angle, and if it says it's full, it's really very.
So we had a little bit of a flood.
A little bit of situation.
One of the first things we had to do after getting the new camper was to see how the suspension and the leaf springs were. This was a good call, as when we removed them we saw that some of them was broken. So to handle the extra weight and to improve safety, we had to replace the leaf springs. We visited Rustenburg and had a beefy set of leaf springs added. I would be doing this step by step to see how the vehicle handles. So first the leaf springs, and our next upgrade will most likely be shock absorbers and maybe adding airbags. This is quite a complicated decision, and we had to take our time about it. But putting the leaf springs on would handle the excess weight while we drive. We are giving a food version 2 a little bit of taste of dust back in his natural environment. Karin, you look ecstatic to be driving some gravel road.
This is all I've dreamed for.
Oh yes, I've been missing it terribly, but it's just a little bit of taste. After the upgrade to the shocks, we are just slowly testing the vehicle capabilities to see if we need to change anything else. Not pushing it just like short little slots. And after this we are heading to our first game reserve. Straight, yes. To Denukeng Private Nature Reserve. Oh no, boring tar.
Wow!
Yeah, and we will go and camp in the wilderness and hopefully do some game drives over the weekend before we take the vehicle back to our Safari campers to work through our list of legals and things that need to be sorted out and a few things that we want them to change. It's quite a list, but we will work through that next week from Tuesday on. We've just entered Denukeng. Very busy entry road. Much busier than we thought.
Cradle of the Big Five.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that pretty bird. That must be a lilac-breasted rumbler. Tries blow.
As I wanted to say, Gauteng is supposed to be
Twitcher's heaven.
a Twitcher's heaven.
Oh, I forgot
Lots
how
of
beautiful
birds.
they are.
Yeah, so we've just entered on, it looks like it's a through road. We don't know much. We'll be exploring and learning more.
But there's also, oh look here, this is where you said your naughty kids do. Laerskool Klipperen.
Yeah. Multiple turn-offs to lodges at the moment, and we have about 4 k's to our turn-off. And we are going to be staying at the Thorn Tree
Bush camp, Nyala camp.
in the Nyala, specifically the Nyala campsite. So we are very excited to do our first African game drive today for the first time in many moons, after only seeing wildlife in South America. But yeah, let's go and explore, and we'll take you with. Back on the gravel, where you should be. First game drive in our new camper, and the game are very used to vehicles. They're not scared of vehicles at all. Very different. That's alright. So yeah, one very big difference, it's very good for close-up views. They don't run away at all. So it's a very good place for a close-up pictures.
Met die groot big boy.
Niet te naby nie.
Ek weet eens gaan kyk.
It might be too close for Karin's big rig. But she can maybe get the veins on the kudu's ear. One bull and a few calves and a few females. Road are blocked by some wildebeest. They're quite dark. We're not sure if it's a different variant. So far we've spotted impala,
Tame kudus,
very relaxed kudus.
which is exceptional.
Yes, they're very skittish.
Few zebras,
Beautiful zebras.
butterfly,
Yeah.
one big spider,
Yeah. Oh yes, one enormous spider. Hornbills.
hornbill.
Multiple other birds we don't know.
The ones with the tipped tails.
Oh yes, very long-tailed
Mouse tail
bird.
something. A lilac-breasted rodent or a very blue kingfisher. Or both.
Yes.
Probably only one of them. Yep.
But now Karin is tired of game driving.
When I still see a chameleon, I'm going to channel my inner chameleon. And then a giraffe. I saw pictures of one giraffe. We'll see.
So we're heading back to the campsite to start the fire because it gets nippy quite early here.
And what else is happening?
And we're going to braai and I'm going to watch some rugby.
We're going to chill in the bush.
And we might take a shower.
Oh yeah, we might take a shower.
Yeah. I've put my trail camera out that is motion activated, so hopefully we will catch something through the night and I'll show that to you guys as well. I've only tested it in the cities and caught dogs and
really a lot of
birds, but tonight will be the first night in the wild. It's quite a difficult thing to get right, especially where you put it. So I will need to practice a bit and share what we catch with you guys. I must say it's quite difficult navigating in Tenukeng because some roads are private and then some have this green arrow, white arrow on green background, and that is for self-drive.
Yeah, that's a general access.
Yes.
And then there's others that's farms and that's private, just the private roads as well.
Or expensive lodges, which is private.
Yeah.
So it's very different from a normal national park in South Africa.
But we've seen a lot already.
Yeah.
We've seen quite a few, and they're very tame, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm quite excited about the crocodiles at the picnic site because I don't know how they get there.
Yeah, there wasn't any water at the picnic site. Yeah, the park is only 13 years old, so no entry. You must go left.
Oh gosh, now we cannot.
No, we have to go left here.
Okay.
We can't go that way. Yeah, as we said, navigation is quite difficult.
Can we go in here?
Yeah. We must have come from there.
Yes, we can go in here.
Yeah, so the park is only 13 years old. It's a combination of a lot of farms, and not all the farms have joined the park. So it's a growing thing, and the advantage for most people is it's very close to Pretoria and Johannesburg. But that means it's a combination of private land, the government creating the park, and then people have their own lodges, campsites, wild camps in the park. So you buy your accommodation separate from your park access fees, and you also have to buy a permit to self-drive, or you can obviously do paid game drives through the place that you stay. Yeah, it ended up costing us about 500 Rand per night for 2 people to camp, and then 75 Rand per day access to the park, and then a once-off self-drive fee of 250 Rand. But that is for the duration of your stay. And I must say the bush is very thick. It's been raining a lot. So yes, we are not here in the ideal game viewing time. It's much better to view game in this area at the end of winter, when the dry season is coming to the end, because then the bush is less thick. The animals will gather at water, and you can see much further. Currently we can't see much further than 5 or 10 meters through the bush.
I don't know how many water holes you've been there.
I don't know. I know nothing, Jon Snow. Yeah, but let's wade back into the sunset, back to our campsite at Thorn. And we ended our day camping like all good African bush camps should be, with a little bit of game viewing over the fence, and then the traditional South African braai, listening to the sound of the jackals in the distance and the crickets around the campsite. This was a perfect ending for our first day camping with our camper. Monday morning, our last game drive in Inokeng as we exit the park and go back to our safari campus tomorrow to work through our list of niggles and things that that we might want to change depending on the cost. So let's see if we can find any game, and then we're gonna go to a few scrapyards because we're looking for some small plastic parts for our Hilux. Do you feel lucky to see your favorite animals this morning?
Yes.
Which is?
Chameleons.
And?
Pangolins.
And?
Giraffes.
And giraffes.
Okay, and impalas.
Yeah, okay. No, impalas I've already seen this morning, so yeah, that's a given, but let's see if we can find the tallest and the shortest animals. So far the game viewing has been average.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think of all the noise and cars,
yeah,
I'm quite surprised that there are animals.
And you can't compare this to Kruger or a more established park. The park's only been open for 13 years. So let's go and let's see if we are lucky. Very chilled zebras, grazing and chilling in the shadows. First sighting on our way out. Still no sign of chameleons or giraffes. It's a little bit of a challenge navigating because there's so many roads that's blocked for private concession or camps. And it's been raining quite a bit, so there is a little bit of wetness in some areas on the road.
They actually closed some of the roads.
Oh yes, yeah.
In a certain area. But we haven't had any rain.
No.
Maybe later in the week.
Let's see, yeah. As we get closer to the exit, our last sighting, I think, is a kudu's. Beautiful with a few babies.
Teenagers.
Or teenagers.
Teenagers.
They're not acting like teenagers yet, so they still hang with the family.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And I think this is very close to the exit now. So I would say Inokeng is good to come camping, but do not expect Kruger levels of game drives or Galagadi or any of that sort of type of viewings. But worth it if you come for the camping and the bird life.
Yes.
But recommend to come in the week, not over weekends. There was a few party goers that came to camp and drink and be silly.
And there's a beer brewery somewhere, so I think some people come here to camp and then it's more party, you know, rather than game viewing, you know.
Yeah. So Sunday to Friday would be your sweet spots.
Yes. Yeah.
And maybe it will be a better budget option. And this is the end of the road. We're gonna hit the tarmac now and say goodbye to the king.
Back to Pretoria.
Now for the scrapyards to look for this and that little clip that broke. Irritating little things that we've been looking.
Then we said goodbye to Dinokeng. One thing that's quite strange that you are only checked for your entry permit when you exit the park. But it was great. The staff was friendly and helpful. Everything is done online and done on your phone. Thank you, Dinokeng. You're not the best place for game viewing, but it's quite convenient and close to Pretoria. So well worth a visit.
Thank you very much.
As long as you temper your expectations
Have a good day.
for what game you can view and are ready for the quite confusing navigation through the park. Thank you very much.
It's later and we are
Back on the road.
Heading south. Quite excited. Feels like we are moving in the right direction.
Yes. We're heading south.
So today we're heading towards Bloemhof to visit my uncle and my aunt, and then Bloemfontein. And yeah, probably take a week to get to Cape Town.
Yeah.
That's a story for another time. Please head over to patreon.com/Fearless on 4 Wheels to subscribe and get these videos first and view them ad-free. Or like and subscribe this video to support our channel. Thank you for watching.